Hey you! Thanks for stopping by! Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This video is different from the others I make. Every now and then I like to make something that's not a disturbing manga review. It's good to take a break for mental health reasons. Today I want to talk about a Japanese voice actor who was very well liked until a scandal ended his career. That actor is Toru Furuya. This scandal happened in 2024, so not that long ago. Furuya's voice acting career goes back to the 60s. He's been in many anime, including some of the biggest series. If you haven't heard of him before, you probably heard his voice at some point. This story has stuck with me since it first broke. This story is like something out of a novel. What happened that caused him to lose everything? Let's talk about it. Toru Furuya was born on July 31st, 1953 in Yokohama. His parents owned a tofu shop. As a child, he would sing and dance to the radio, which led his mother to enroll him in a children's theater troupe at the age of 5. His mother had dreamed of being an actor herself, and Furuya would later say that he was pursuing her dream. He got his first dubbing role at 10 in the show Love and Rome, then his first anime role at the age of 10 in the show Star of the Giants. He also acted in shows. He recalls having a part in a ninja period drama as a boy and learning ninjutsu from his favorite hero. His big role would come when he was 25, voicing the main character in this little show called Mobile Suit Gundam. He was Amuro Tohru, the young, sensitive protagonist, and he would go on to play the character in other Gundam shows and video games. This was just the beginning. Throughout the next 50 years, he would play many characters from popular anime. As I said in the beginning, even if you haven't heard of him until now, if you've ever watched an anime subbed, then there's a chance you heard his voice. Some of his most well-known characters include Yamcha from Dragon Ball, Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon, Seiya from Saint Seiya, Rei Furuya from Detective Conan,
FBI に手を引けと言いに来たんですよ。キュラソーは我々公安がもらい受けるとね、力ずくで奪うまで。Sabo from One Piece. いや、自由だ。えらく美しく散ったな。And even Mario? もしもし。もしもし。キイチ姫。いや、そんな。I like that the character Rei was named after him and his Gundam character. There are dozens of other shows he's been in. I'll show you his IMDb. He's been in everything. I'm not exaggerating when I say he's been in everything. Pokemon, Inuyasha, Marmalade Boy. There's too many to name. Here's a fun fact. He also voiced Ribbon's Allmark in Gundam 00, one of my favorite anime. His character has the same initials as Amuro Tohru. To be in so many big anime series is quite an accomplishment. Furuya also had his own clothing brand. He did a collaboration for some Gundam shirts in 2022. He even modeled for some of the shirts. In a 2016 interview celebrating his 50 years of voice acting, he announced the release of a mini-album featuring songs from Saint Seiya and Dragon Ball Z. Furuya had a successful career and people loved his performances. Anime fans of all ages. Fans who watched him in the 80s to fans who watched him in the 2010s. He's a part of so many people's childhoods. Now, voice actors are usually just known as the voice. We rarely know the face behind the character. Not for Furuya. He would do interviews and anime-related events. People in Japan knew his name and face. 夜空にひときわでっかく輝くあの星がある限り俺はやる栄光の巨人の星を目指すおー
燃え上がれ俺のコスモよペガサス流星剣私はタキシード仮面セーラームーン頑張るんださらばだまた会おうごめんよ僕にはまだ帰れるところがあるんだこんなに嬉しいことはないララーにはいつでも会いに行けるからガンダムアムロレイ役の古谷徹です
As for his personal life, he was married to voice actress Mami Koyama for 6 years until they divorced in 1983. In 1985, he married Satomi Majima, who is a retired voice actress, and they have been together since. They have a daughter together. Furuya would make guest appearances at anime conventions and TV shows. He would perform songs from the anime he was in. He would do meet and greets. He was always friendly and playful with fans.
Visitor, you sweet-talked Bulma while I was gone. I will turn you into pulp.
Could you, in the voice of Mamoru, could you say tuxedo power makeup?
そういうセリフは守ら言わないんですけど。
Well, Mamoru is not supposed to say a line like that.
Okay. Tuxedo power, make up.
Sometimes he would even talk to fans in character.
今のさ。はじめまして。安室透です。いつも応援してくれてありがとう。
This comment under the video explains how I feel after watching recent events. Turns out he's interacted a bit too much with his audience. In May 2024, Weekly Bunshun magazine released a story that Toru Furuya had a 4.5-year affair with a young fan and abused her. I found a translation of the article. I will link it in the description if you want to read it for yourself. This fan, who is called Aiko, not her real name, is 37 years younger than Furuya. She's around the same age as his daughter. Aiko said she was a fan of Furuya after watching Detective Conan: The Darkest Nightmare. After seeing him in person in 2017 at a meet and greet, she fell for him. She saw Zero the Enforcer, another Detective Conan movie, 45 times. She sent fan mail to his agency, but she never heard back from him until New Year's Eve 2019. She received a text from him. If my celebrity crush texted me, my heart would soar too. She was skeptical if it was him, but they continued to text, and she knew it was him. At first, I wondered how he got her number. I assumed she wrote her number when she sent him fan mail. A month later, they met to have dinner together. Then a month after that, she visited him when he attended an event. She went back to his hotel room, and I'll read this next part. Aiko said, quote, "The moment I stepped into the room, he pushed me onto the bed with a force I hadn't expected. There was no build-up, no romance. It was so abrupt. As he grew more aroused, he tried to enter me without protection. I pleaded, 'Wait, please.' But he brushed it off, saying, 'It's okay,' she recounts. She tried to stop him again, but he explained, 'I can't produce sperm. My wife and I tried fertility treatments for about 7 years. Even if I finish inside you, there's absolutely no chance you'll get pregnant.' After that, they continued to see each other. She was in love with him despite the age difference. He would make time to see her despite his busy schedule. Even though they kept seeing each other for months, there was the issue of whether he would leave his wife. Furuya said he would never get a divorce. He even told her at one point if their relationship was ever public, quote, "I'll have to give up the roles I'm currently playing," unquote. They would get into several arguments. One time, it got really bad at his villa in September 2020. They argued about their relationship. Furuya lost his temper and struck her face several times that her nose bled. She locked herself in the bathroom and called the police. He forced his way in and took her phone. When he refused to give it back, she fled his home. He chased after her, apologizing and begging for forgiveness. They went back inside. Several police officers showed up to the house. Furuya hid in the bathroom while Eiko talked to the officers until they left. She recalls he would talk to her in Amuro's voice and say his iconic lines. In March 2021, Eiko discovered she was pregnant, and when she told Furuya he wanted her to terminate the pregnancy, he insisted. He even questioned if it was his, and that couldn't be called a life yet. Eventually, she gave in and terminated the pregnancy. They didn't speak to each other for a while before continuing the affair. The affair came to an end on September 2023. Furuya came back from performing in Hokkaido. They got into an argument at the airport about their relationship. He told her it's truly over. Eiko recalls the cruel things he said, such as, quote, "I haven't been intimate with my wife in decades, so being with you isn't cheating," unquote. Out of everything in this story, this part made my jaw drop. Nobody needed to know that, if it's true. Eiko said the reason she came forward with her story is so he doesn't make the same mistake again. While I feel bad she was mistreated, a part of me can't get over she chose to be with a married man. You can have sympathy for her, but still know what she did was wrong. I will remind you, she was in her early 30s and Furuya was in his late 60s when this all happened. One of the most shocking parts of this story is the magazine reached out to Furuya and he agreed to sit down for an interview. The interviewer said that he was holding back tears. Furuya admits to almost everything. He said that while he did have feelings for Eiko, he was never going to divorce his wife. He said he doesn't remember some parts, like whether he used protection the first time or talking to her in Amuro's voice. He did believe he couldn't get her pregnant through normal intercourse. His wife and daughter know about the affair. His wife called him foolish and they will both live with the shame, which is sad to read that she has to live with the shame he caused. Furuya said he was sorry and was ready to face any repercussions. I'm shocked he would admit to all that. Then again, he can't deny it since Eiko has evidence of the affair. The story was picked up by other news sites. This was a big deal. On May 22nd, 2024, Furuya released a statement to his Twitter. This article translates his statement. Let me read it to you. Quote, "I, Toru Furuya, was interviewed by Weekly Bunshun. I have an apology and report regarding the significant wrongdoings I have committed. I was involved in an affair with a female fan for 4.5 years until September of last year. Drawn to her straightforward support, I foolishly initiated contact and our relationship began. During our time together, there was one instance where a heated argument led to me raising my hand against her. This was a reprehensible act, both as an adult and as a human being. I also committed the unforgivable mistake of causing her to undergo a pregnancy termination. I am truly, deeply sorry for the severe emotional and physical harm I caused her. I cannot apologize enough for betraying the trust of my longtime supporters, disappointing and hurting them, and tarnishing the characters I have voiced. I have also let down all involved parties and caused them great inconvenience. I am determined to atone for my actions with all my remaining life. I am ready to accept any punishment. I am deeply sorry," unquote. Online fans expressed their disappointment. A guy who voiced heroic characters was now the villain. One called him a monster for how he mistreated Eiko. On Instagram, some people posted the dead Yamcha meme. I thought it was funny. Yamcha taking L's in real life. I read that some people replied by posting the meme of Amuro getting slapped.
きればやっている。貴様に言われるまでもなくな。僕だってできるからやってるんじゃないんですよ。殴ったね。ブライトさん。
Some people didn't see the affair as a reason for his career to end. People replied that it wasn't just the affair that was the issue. This comment describes it well. Quote, "It's not about the cheating part, guys. It's the abuse, violence, forced abortion, him pressuring, coercing her into a relationship, and then abusing her. Those are crimes, and he's already admitted to being guilty of them." Unquote. That wasn't the end. Furuya was about to face those repercussions. He announced that he was stepping down from his roles as Sabo, Rei Furuya, and Yamcha. His roles were recast. It's understandable. Furuya did admit to tarnishing the characters he voiced. He did not return for Dragon Ball Daima. That one must have hurt the most. Remember, he voiced Yamcha since Dragon Ball, since the 80s. That means he's been voicing this character for almost 40 years. It's gotta hurt. I wonder if he watched Dragon Ball Daima. It's gotta be strange to hear his character's voice. It's gotta be strange to hear the character and not hear his voice coming from that character's mouth anymore. Yamcha is now voiced by Ryota Suzuki. Sabo is now voiced by Miyu Irino. Rei Furuya is now voiced by Takeshi Kusao. It's unknown if Amuro Rei will be recast in any future Gundam projects. I'm not sure if any studio will want to work with Furuya after the scandal. I guess this means he's retired from voice acting. He deleted most of his Twitter posts. I think it's for the best that he steps away from the public eye. He should take that time to work on his marriage. Speaking of his marriage, his poor wife. I can't imagine how embarrassed she must be that not only did her husband cheat on her for years, but now thousands of people know about it. His part in a fantasy role game was dropped, his appearance at MomoCon that year was cancelled. Furuya wouldn't appear publicly again until February 2025 on a YouTube channel that talks about cars. From what I can tell from the poor translations, they mainly talk about his love of cars. In the comments, people pointed out how different he looked. His hair was white, he had facial hair, and was thinner. People in the comments were also happy he was doing well. If he announced tomorrow he was coming back to voice acting, he still has a loyal fan base that would welcome him back. I don't know if he should. He's in his 70s, so he can just retire. I think back to where it all started. Not Gundam, not Aiko, that 5-year-old boy who danced and sang to the radio. He went on to do many great things. He's entertaining. This should have been a success story. Or maybe it still is. Then he managed to ruin everything he worked for. I don't know how to end this. Maybe the only comforting thing I can say is it's okay to enjoy his work. Other people worked hard on those shows too. Producers, animators, other voice actors. The scandal shouldn't be a reason you stop watching Detective Conan or any other show. I hope his actions haven't ruined your thoughts on these characters. I hope you can still watch Tuxedo Mask, Yamcha, Amuro Rei, and not think about what he did. If you like this video, then consider liking, subscribing, or sharing. What are your thoughts on Toru Furuya? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for stopping by.